Alright, so we got my grill here. This is a Char broil 4-burner with the side burner, so actually a 5-burner grill. I actually found this grill on the side of the road, brand new with tags on it, fell off the back of a pickup truck, and I bent it all back into shape, fixed it, and the only issue it has now is that the igniter burner does not work properly. So I can ignite it, get it going, and use this half of the grill, but not this half. So what I'm going to do is I bought a replacement burner for this part, and I'm hoping that that's going to fix this. So I'm going to show you how to fix that. I'm going to disconnect the propane. I already started kind of taking this knob off just to see, and it pulls off pretty easily. So just wiggle it, comes off. So what I'm going to do is disconnect the propane so there's no issues there, and nothing blowing up, of course, safety first, and then I'll turn this back on and we'll go over how to replace this burner. Alright, so I've disconnected the propane. I took off the 3 grates. You can see I only have 2 of these pieces. The other 2 are missing, so I did buy 2 more replacements. They are slightly different, but I think they're going to work. So you take these off, you just pull off the back, slide it off from the front where these 2 little tabs are. See, they're also very filthy because I did cook some barbecue chicken on here recently, yesterday, and this needs a real good cleaning. So I'm going to clean all this while I'm in here too, of course. I'm not just going to replace this burner and not clean this stuff, because it definitely needs to be cleaned. So basically what's happening is the flame in here is not coming out like it should. It's just a big flame, and it comes back through the burner, and right in here it creates a little fire in here that's not supposed to happen. So we're going to replace that. Hopefully it works. So after taking off the knob, there is 2 screws right here. We're going to take these 2 screws off and pull this cap off. So taking off this centerpiece, it doesn't access more. I just wanted to take it off to make it a little easier. And then we got to take off these pins here. Probably only have to take off this one here, and then I'm using these flat duckbill pliers to kind of push that off. We're gonna have to take off all these to take off that piece, just to be a little better. So I'm just applying a little pressure here to be able to pop these off a little easier, because they are on there pretty firm. And I'll use my smaller ones here to do the rest. Take it off. So it's still in there pretty good. So grab, like I said, I put a little pressure here. Just push it. That will come right off. Then these pieces will come right off. I would suggest to just keep them in the same order. I mean, they're all the same pieces. They can be interchanged, but just in case there's any kind of minute difference in the way it was set up from where the rivets are and stuff, you know, the way you don't run into any trouble with it. So this one has the igniter burner on it, so we're just gonna have to take it apart from inside. So I'm gonna get to that and we'll come right back. So I did this part off camera because basically I needed 2 hands. I needed to hold the burner with one hand, and I used the flathead screwdriver to kind of lightly pry into here and just push it off of here where it's pressed in, and take the burner right out. So I'm gonna go get my other burner and start to install that. Alright, so the burner that I purchased is an adjustable burner, and for different types of grills. And so what we want to do is take the old burner and the new burner and line them up so that they're at the same length here. And the most important thing here is to make sure that these holes are lined up properly. So that is actually going to be exactly where it goes. So you can see if they were offset a little bit, it's not going to burn properly. So you got to have it so that all these holes line up exactly the same. So then we're going to take this little wing nut here. I'm going to screw it into the bottom as a set screw to keep the burner from moving. So I do need both hands for this, so I'm going to do that real quick and then we'll get right back to you. Alright, so once that set screw is in there properly, another thing you need to do, and I would just line it up, double check, make sure it's the same length, we're good. The other thing you need to do is take off this little piece from your old burner, because the new kit does not come with that, and this is all this is to hold the clip. So and you screw that into that portion. Put that back into place. When you screw this in, same as the wing nut, you want it in there firm. The wing nut, you want it in there firm, but you want to make sure you don't puncture the inner tube. So just take a flathead, tighten up that portion, and then we'll install it. Alright, so I have installed the new burner. I had to put the igniter back on this one, of course. It does not fit nearly as snug as the factory burners, so I'm a little disappointed at that. But I grabbed the pliers, I squeezed it real good, and while it's a little loose, it's still on there okay. I don't really like it being a little loose, but it's as best as it's going to be. I do have the burners lined up very well with all the holes. There's nothing overlapping. And I'm just going to put the pins in and set it up. Let's see what happens. Alright, so we got our burner in place. We got all the pins here. These pins, this burner is going to move around a little bit. The stock burners that came with the grill have a little slot in here. These have 2 grooves and they actually move around a little bit. Hopefully that's going to be okay. And these braces here actually support and hold the burner from moving at all. So what I did was I put the pins in. I used a screwdriver just to slightly pry some pressure as I slid with my finger in the back to get it on. And then I also went over these, because after this pin's in, you could still tighten these. It'll just, the pin will move with it. So I just tightened all of them just to make sure that they were all snug. I'm going to get the knob back on, put the propane back on, and see if this puppy works. So this might be a little difficult to see, but you can see I have all 3 of those burners working. So the one I just replaced seems to be working well. However, when I go to turn on this left burner, it had a gigantic flame. Oh, no, it seems to be working pretty good now. The flame didn't seem right, it wasn't coming up through the tubes properly, but it sure is now. I think we're in business. Yeah, I just double checked it and it definitely is it's working properly. They're coming up through all the holes as they should. No problems. Close the lid for a minute here, because this is where the biggest issue was back here. It was coming back through and you know, creating a flame back in here, which we don't ever want. So replace that burner and now everything seems to be going rather well. They're all burning properly. They're all working properly. So I'm going to clean up the grill, put it back together, and I'll cook some stuff on it later. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy and you've learned how to replace your burners. Please like this video and subscribe to watch more repairs, DIY projects, and of course more stuff with the camper coming soon also. Thank you very much. So here it is, all cleaned up and ready to go. I cleaned the whole bottom. I replaced both of these center pieces. As I said, I only had 2 of these. I had them both on this side since this was the only half working. I got 2 of these adjustable pieces in here. So now we got all 4 to help for the flame to spread and heat properly. So these 2 are different than the ones that came with the grill, and they're a little wider. Hopefully they'll be fine. They don't really lock into place like the other ones do, but as long as they do the job, that's all that matters. So here we go. That's how to replace a burner. And luckily for you, it's the one that has the igniter on it too, so if you have to replace the igniter, it's actually the tougher one. The other ones are much easier. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.